Dr. Rachel interviewing Dr. Beth Shirley, researcher regarding nitric oxide and what knock nitric oxide out of your body. Mostly medications. Let's listen for a few minutes. These health experts talking about this.
Oxide production. Whoa.
In NSAIDs, your ibuprofen, your Aleve,
Wow.
PPIs, proton pump inhibitors,
So the two most popular over-the-counter things,
PPIs,
non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, so the
Inflammatories.
Advils, the Aleves, the ibuprofen, and the Prilosec, and the things that are, oh my goodness, so, okay.
and like when these PPIs were first put on the market, the insurance only paid for a 6-week supply. They knew what they were doing in the body, and in fact, they made like nitric oxide connected NSAIDs, nitric oxide molecule connected PPIs, because they knew this. Nobody's ever brought it to market, but they knew this. And so these PPIs used to be prescription, now they're over the counter. People have been taking them for decades.
I can take someone off of the proton pump inhibitors and do some other things, and it's interesting. Erectile function will return sometimes within days. Actually, it's really
Amazing, huh?
really amazing. So I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, so I would love to hear your theory as to why they wouldn't put on market the healthier version, which couples some nitrates with the PPI.
The PPI.
Well, I guess it makes sense, right? They want to get you.
They want to get you sick and keep you sick. You're caught up in the big pharma model.
Amen.
Sure.
The Matrix.
And you, having been a pharmacist and been in that space, and me being a physician and being in that space, when we make those statements, we're making them from experience.
We are.
We were making it from. I never knew that PPIs, omeprazole, that they actually had a version which would help heal.
Well, there's a patent. One of those companies have a patent. Okay. Same with the NSAIDs. They've got a nitric oxide molecule attached to an NSAID. They have a patent.
Wow. So basically, if the public ever did demand that they do better, they'd say, well, we got this. We might give them.
The
if we
lame
need
public.
To. Wow. Amazing. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably not. There's too much money. Listen, there's too much money in us being sick for healing to really begin in these big spaces like big pharma. So I'm so glad that you're on this side, of just trying to help people heal in the best way possible. So you went through a lot of different ways that NOS can be uncoupled. And when we're talking about NOS being uncoupled, that's basically making, let's just say it, annihilating your NOS,
yes.
the enzyme that we need to make nitric oxide. What we're going through, what could potentially knock out that process?
All your medications.
Right. And genetic SNPs too. I wanted to talk about this because if you have any MTHFR SNPs, you are by definition nitric oxide deficient, and that's about 40% of us right there.
And see, right here we have part of what is the problem with healthcare in our country, where 40% of us are walking around with MTHFR genetic SNP, which means we are undermethylated. We'll talk about that another day. But what that means then is that most people don't even know they have it, because most insurance companies will not ever
do that
for us to get the test. And then because people like you and I don't have these huge platforms to even talk about it, most people don't even know what an MTHFR is or what a SNP is. And so as a result of it, personalized medicine isn't something that's available to each and everybody. So when we say this, what we're saying is that if you have a chronic disease of any type, just things aren't going right, this should be one of the things that your doctor tests for, is whether you have an MTHFR SNP, which means that you would be undermethylating, what is a quick way to describe undermethylating?
Things will not fit in receptors the way they should. You can't make your neurotransmitters. So you're not, you don't feel good. I mean, methylation touches everything too, even cancer. Methylation is pretty important.
Absolutely.
The right methylation.
Absolutely. So I think that's one thing that we don't talk about enough are the undermethylators and how many of us are undermethylating and don't even know it and haven't even heard of it. So we've talked about all the different things that can actually uncouple NOS and make you unable to make nitric oxide efficiently. I think that a lot of people have this misconception that you can take a pill and it's nitric oxide. They'll tell me, Doc, I've been taking nitric oxide for a while now. But nitric oxide is a gas that's made in the body.
Short
The minute
burst of
it's
gas.
made, it kind of disappears and you're on.
need to
And
load
actually,
up.
you want to have stores
Yep.
of the material needed to make nitric oxide, right? Which is
Right.
Load up on that daily.
So
Right.
so you've talked about one way to kind of boost nitric oxide production, which is to eat a lot of nitrate-rich products. But you also mentioned that doing that, sometimes may not get you the same outcomes because one, you might have something going on in your gut. You might be swishing around so much mouthwash that the bacteria isn't right, so you're not
Correct.
absorbing these things correctly or storing them correctly. What are some other ways that we know of that we can actually boost nitric oxide production?
Well, you can take a clinically proven nitrate supplement, but this nitrate to nitrite pathway is dependent on good bacteria in your oral cavity. So we've got good bacteria in your oral cavity that will reduce that nitrate to nitrite. So if you've got dysbiosis of the gut, more than likely you've got dysbiosis of your oral cavity.
So now dysbiosis is a fancy word for leaky gut. Basically
Right.
what that means is that over time you have developed these spaces in the lining of your gut, and so when you're eating, it's supposed to be absorbed properly and go through the right process. What happens when you have a leaky gut is that actually the same things that you're eating is just leaking out into the bloodstream and causing problems.
And that's why at Looking Vibrant, we talk about a protocol is taking care of your gut, cleansing your liver, nourishing your kidneys, supplying your body with the multivitamins, B12, taking care of your heart and refueling your heart, and also refueling your brains. Is not just one thing you need to do. Plus eating healthy and little exercise, it will go a long way, and within a few months you'll be on your way to be a brand new person, healthier person with a clarity of thinking, better sleep, better energy. Many of our clients and guests have sent us reviews and email thanking us for what we have done for them. But of course that cannot be done unless you decide to make your health a number one priority and take action and be your own boss when it comes to your health and no one else.